My body was never the problem. It was my perception of my body. Lindsay Kite from More Than a Body. Hi, welcome to Youth Rising. This is Lindsay Law, Certified Youth Life Coach. And today I'm going to be talking to parents about how they can communicate with their teens and tweens to really create an environment that supports positive body image. We just really want to be really intentional about the way we talk about things, the way we say things, the way we respond to our children when they are talking negatively about their bodies, and the way we just talk about bodies in general. Let's get right into it. Number one, set a positive example of a healthy and balanced relationship with food. So when you're talking about food, talk about how it gives you energy, talk about how it keeps you healthy, and try not to talk about like not eating certain foods because they're going to make you fat. Having a healthy relationship with food is seeing it as something that helps you grow and have energy and stay healthy. In our home, we talk about eating healthy food and exercising, and then wherever our body lands, that's okay. That's right for our body. So really just notice the words that you're using when you talk around food and the things you're also saying about your own body and your own weight and that relationship to food. Number two is a saying that comes from this book, More Than a Body by Lindsay and Lexi Kite. And I started this video off with a quote from Lindsay. And they talk about talking about your body as an instrument, not an ornament. So you can be an example by talking about your body and the blessing it is to you so that you can run, so that you can take care of your family, so that you can do the things that you really enjoy doing in this life, and less talk about your body in terms of what it looks like. And doesn't mean we can't dress up nice and put makeup on. It's a benefit to your kids if you can talk about your body more often in terms of what you can do with it and how it blesses you to live your life and be in your body, not looking at it. Number three, which is really important, is our teens and tweens are going to come to us, or they're going to say things at some point probably about their body that maybe is negative or something they don't like about their body. And at this point, it's really easy for us to say, oh, no, like you're not fat, you're super cute. Everyone's gonna think you're amazing and you look beautiful, right? We want to fix it. But again, if you've been listening to me for a while, what we really want to do is validate their thoughts and emotions. So that's coming up for them for a reason. And to help them learn and process that, we can validate that. So that means we see them, we hear them, we don't have to agree with them. And so saying, hey, like I hear what you're saying, tell me where that's coming from. And just letting them know that what they're thinking and feeling is okay, and opening it up to conversation after. Like, would you like to tell me more? And again, I have a video on validation that you can learn more about validation. And also my recommendation is in this moment when they've come to you and they've kind of expressed, a concern about their body, that is not the time for teaching. That is not the time to get into, oh, well, your body is an instrument, not an ornament, and go into all these lessons about how they can see their body in a different way. In that moment, what they need is to be validated for what they're experiencing, what they're thinking and feeling. And they're more likely to come to you. They're more likely to be able to process that for themselves if that's what they're hearing. Now, there are so many other opportunities to teach and to be an example. And I highly recommend that you set a time aside to talk about body image, to talk about the diversity of bodies. But don't do it in that moment when you're really trying to communicate acceptance and validation. Number four, which we just kind of alluded to, was helping your kids notice and celebrate the diversity of bodies in the world. Different shapes, different colors, different, body types. Some people have more muscle, some people have less muscle, and just really noticing in our world how there's many different body types, and that they're all okay and they're all accepted. And as you show that example of accepting people in any body, that will teach your kids that they can also accept that is an option for them. And this also might be a really great time to talk a little bit about their social media feed and say, hey, like, what kind of things do you see on your feed? You know, are you noticing different types of bodies on your feed, or is it kind of all just similar things? And helping them even to expand maybe the accounts they follow so they have a more diverse representation of the bodies in the world, so they're not getting this skewed perception of what bodies look like, or this idea of what they're supposed to look like. Number 5 is have a conversation with them, just not when they're bringing up, you know, a problem that they're finding with their body, but at a different time, and say, hey, like, when you think about what you value in a friend, what are those things? And just let them kind of list and brainstorm like what they see in a good friend. And then maybe notice that very likely what their friend looks like is not high on the list. What their friend looks like is probably not a high priority to them in choosing friends and sustaining friendships. And this is just really good awareness for them to notice that that's not a priority to them in a friend. And so very likely it's not a priority for other people in having them as a friend. And even just creating that awareness can help them move in a different direction when they see their brain going that way. So when we talk about body image, I feel like it's also really important to talk about maybe what could be the signs of an eating disorder in your teen or tween, just so that you are aware and you can get the help that you need if that is something that your teen or tween is dealing with. So some of the signs of an eating disorder could be refusing to eat typical family meals, skipping meals, a lot of comments about their body like I'm so fat or she's so fat, clothes shopping becoming really stressful for them, irritability with friends, withdrawing, depression. Now again, just because your child has some negative thoughts about their body image does not mean that they have an eating disorder. So if you see a number of these things together, that might be a sign that you need to get some help. If you're just seeing less helpful thoughts about their body and some things in this direction, the tips above are something that could be really helpful. And as well, if this is something that you've been working on and you notice that they're still struggling with some body image issues, this would be a really great time to reach out to a coach and get some help for them now before it gets further down the road to a possible eating disorder. As we look at mental health and we're very proactive with taking action early when we see that there may be thoughts and beliefs going in a direction that may not be healthy, that's the time to get help. So pick 1 or 2 of these 5 suggestions that you think are really pertinent to you and your situation with your child, and try and maybe put a note in your phone and remind yourself to implement those ideas. As your kids are able to develop a more positive body image, that is one of the components of self-love and confidence. So as they can create a more healthy view of their own body, that will also help them to have a more healthy view of their whole self. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe and share this video if you found it helpful, and check the description below for my confidence freebie. That might also be helpful for you too. Have an amazing